We have some of our Stockton University has not been in a long time. Fair? Or been to a relay before. I sent my pictures to my wife of the car accident. She just sent it back. Wow, you are okay? You sure? So I want you to finish the sentence, and I will give you the example. I did this exercise at a relay. It was what we call mega relays. So it was over a $200,000 plus relay. Okay, I did this exercise with them, and the thought that the one thing that came out just shocked me so much that I love doing this exercise everywhere now. Okay, and what we did is I had them all sitting around, just the ELT. They were sitting around. I said, I want you to finish the sentence. I always wanted to see at a relay. And one of the guys said, I wish we had a balloon arch. I've seen them at other relays. I've seen pictures of people walking underneath the balloon arch at a relay. I'm like, oh my God, are you kidding me? Piece of cake. I mean, balloons and PVC or string or whatever, a couple high school students, bada bing, bada boom, you're done. Okay? They had 2 that year. They did one at the start-finish line. They did one halfway across. They loved it so much. They had never ever thought that that's what they wanted. So we're actually gonna go around the room. I've got enough time right now. We're gonna go around the room, and I want you to answer that sentence. Okay? I've always wanted to see at a relay. Okay? I'll come back to our college group.
Yeah.
I'll start back here again, of course. You have no idea what you always wanted to see at a relay? What do you feel is missing at your relay? Excitement. That's a good thing. That's not a good thing to be missing. That's a good thing to say.
Well, I don't mean it's not exciting.
No, but
it should be exciting all the time.
Right.
It's not.
constant excitement. Okay. More kids. Excellent.
Less survivors, that means we're doing our job.
Less survivors. That's right.
Oh, I see full bleachers.
Full bleachers. Very good.
I've always wanted to see a marching band at a relay.
A marching band. Excellent. That's
Have
very
them.
good. Yep.
I always want to see super seamless and clean production. So all the ceremonies don't really well.
You're adaptable. You're adaptable.
But I am adaptable.
There's one in
Get on
every
that.
crowd.
We'll be having another opening at the ACS staff level here soon.
I don't work here. I'm just
Good.
here.
I want to transform the room. We do ours inside in our gym. I'm from Franklin and Marshall College, and it still feels like the gym. I feel like it should feel like something else.
Awesome. To transform the room to make it magical. Why don't you guys go outside?
It's been
Cold.
cold.
It's very cold. Ours is March 22nd.
I'll teach you how to make one of those.
That's okay.
Transform the plants.
Yeah.
So many decorations.
But now you can go back to your ELT, and actually, when we do our next exercise, you'll have a lot of energy.
All right.
Actually, I've already tried to start this, but we all know what the survivor ceremony is. I'm going to change it to survivor celebration
Yeah.
and make it a celebration.
Yeah.
And get everybody there, not just the survivors.
Mm-hmm.
It's a time to celebrate.
Yeah. Survivor celebration. I love it. I mean, we always play celebrate. So
I've always wanted to see more children.
more children. Excellent. Not in green
Not
shirts. Not in
overnight,
purple
though,
shirts.
please.
Not in purple shirts, no. Just happy event.
Yeah, more children. Good. Excellent. We that's where the reptile cut came in. We had the kids area. The lady really wanted that reptile.
Like, teams more supportive of each other, a whole instead of being there.
Okay. Teams more supportive. Awesome. You guys all don't have any idea where I'm going with all of this. This is great.
I already did the less survivors.
Oh yeah.
More people on the track throughout the event, not just getting to this.
Okay. More people on the track throughout the event.
I was gonna say, like, over nighttime.
Overnight time. Okay. But you can't steal that yet. See, you know. More involvement.
For the activities and everything.
Okay, more involvement in the activities. We'll do that. No, you're good.
Just more people in general.
More people, okay?
Community.
Ooh, awesome, community participation. That's okay, you got 3 more people to think. You got 3 more people to think. Good, community participation, community involvement, excellent, good.
I like to see the whole circumference of the track or community.
Yes, the whole track circled in luminarias. Yes, which by the way, is luminaria, not luminaria. Pat Flynn has spanked my hand many a time. A luminaria is a person who lights the candles. Luminaria. Luminaria is at the back. Luminaria is the guy who lights the candles. I can still feel her smacking my hand.
More sponsorship.
More sponsorships. Cool. More focus on caregivers. I've actually I'm going this when I get back. Since I knew I was coming, I'm saving that so I can say, when I came back, this is what we came back.
I'd like to see student participation.
Good, student participation.
We have like 4 school districts involved.
Yeah, good. More student participation. Excellent. She wasn't talking about you.
Little League.
There's more openness because we have clubs and organizations and I haven't been to one, so we usually get to see each other and not go out to other clubs and like use it.
Oh, perfect. More inclusion of everybody. More inclusion of everybody. I'm trying to think of. I'm trying to think of the big words you won't be able to spell. That's what happens in the old room. You never been to one, so you don't know.
Say more balloon.
More balloons. More balloons. If you're gonna do a balloon release, make sure that they're biodegradable balloons.
And there's biodegradable strings.
And they're what?
Biodegradable.
Oh, biodegradable strings, yes. And you're not in the flight path of the airport. I had to do that one year. I actually got the flight path moved over 5 miles so we could do a balloon. That was actually one of my highlights. Obstacle course. Excellent. We have, University of Washington has a live foosball game. And yeah, they have it set up in one of the end zones and stuff. It was very cool until the ACS staff members had to be transported and stored in their warehouse.
A bigger presence on campus because everybody knows about the concert we have, but I have not seen people about Relay.
Awesome. Bigger presence on campus. Good. More. Okay, good. More organization throughout the night. Excellent. All relays need that. I was at my first relay 2 years ago where they actually hit every hour of what they said they were going to do on the schedule. It was amazing. And of course, there were only 25 people there. Okay. Okay. Getting all the clubs on campus. So, awesome list. Very awesome list. Okay? Now, how are you guys going to make that happen? Okay? Again, we're going to type this up. Somebody's going to type this up and make it available. Okay? And I can make you guys have my slides. Somebody can send them out, whatever. Okay? And they know who's registered and stuff. So you get this. Okay? What I want you to do is go back to your ELTs and say, guys, we had an awesome session and this was a list. How are we going to do this? Okay? It's a brainstorm list as you guys, as the leaders of your ELTs, are going to sit down with them and say, how are we going to do this? Okay? Because again, if we keep doing what we we've got what we get. We need to change. Okay? Awesome. Great list. Very good. Especially I like the campus ones because those are the exact same things I'm hearing from my campuses that I mentor with in Washington. Awesome. Thank you. All right. can we do? Better yet, what can I do? Okay? We made a great list, and it's a great list. It's all fine and dandy. But what are you going to do about that list? Okay? There's some great examples. Oh, it didn't come out very well. That's one of our old red fight back shirts that when we had. I did a mini summit in Butte, Montana. No, Casper, Wyoming. Casper, Wyoming. Just a small. And the only place we were allowed that we could have it in, where we had the rooms and stuff like that, was the office of the parks department. Park rangers and all of that. And so they had a bunch of taxidermy animals throughout the entire place. And before I got my hand slapped and told to take them off, I had taken a bunch of our relay shirts and cut them up the back and draped them on all the animals. I had fun with that. How can we do it? How can we do it? You know, there I am standing backwards, high-fiving every relay I go to, whether they know me there or not. Okay? That's my wife there tabling at the YMCA at Healthy Kids Day. We usually have a table there every year. Do we get any teams signed up? No. Do we get people to come to the relay because we were there at that table? No. Do people remember when they go away? No. Do they come away with knowing that they've seen somebody from the American Cancer Society? Okay? It's a Saturday morning. It doesn't cost us anything. They donate it, and my wife and I get to go and spend the morning together. Okay? So, how do we create those customer experiences? And right after this is what we'll have. How do we create those? Okay, it's Disney. Okay? If you look carefully, each one is a different job. Okay? Each one is a very different job. Down here in the bottom corner in the white, those are the janitors. I forget all the proper names. Those are the janitors. By the way, the janitors have more training than anybody else in the park. They have about 2.5 months worth of training that they take over the first year, because they need to know everything there is. Because if somebody's going to ask a question, it's going to be the janitor. Okay? They need to know what they have in their pockets. And every cast member has this, and this is something every relay needs to have, is they have their information booklet for that week. Okay? It has the days and times of what all is happening within the park. It has where all of the animals are. It has what places are closed. It has the phone numbers of all the people that they need to contact. It has emergency numbers. It has everything. If there is a question that could be had, it is in that paper. Okay? By the way, what's the most asked question in, well, Disneyland? It's the same in Disney World too, but I know the answer to Disneyland. What's the most asked question in Disney?
Where's the bathroom?
Where's the bathroom? No, but good question. Where's Mickey Mouse? Good, no, or more.
What time does the 3 o'clock parade start?
That is it. That is it. What time does the 4 o'clock parade start? Because what happens is, human nature says, I do not want to ask a question of somebody to make me look stupid. Okay? So what they do is they ask a question that they actually know the answer in hopes that they will get. Okay? This also leads into the elevator speech. So, somebody comes up and says, hey, what time is the 4 o'clock parade? Well, the parade does start at 4 o'clock. And what it's going to do is it's going to come from backstage down here, and it's going to go around by Snow White's castle, and it'll come right down here at Main Street, go all the way around Main Street and around, and then backstage again. What I suggest you do is get here around 3:15 or so. And you know what? Go over here and stand in front of the confectionery store. They usually always have the windows open, and they have the air conditioning running. It'll be nice and cool. And the smells, the smells are just great. Plus, it puts you right in the middle of the parade, and you can take pictures as it comes down and as it goes past. Hey, have a great day. Don't forget to get here. Wow. Everything you never dreamed you wanted to ask was just answered about the parade. That's what we need to do, guys. We need to have in our pockets all of those answers. Every one of the cast members of Disney has that. The guy high-fiving, I think we've already talked about greeting and making it, feel like you want to be there, okay? High-fiving everybody. If you've ever been to Disney and you'll notice people walking around with the special badges, birthday, wedding, engaged, bride-to-be. It always makes it very special. The tram, okay? This is where you come working with your ELT, and this is the ways that you guys should work with your ELTs, okay? There's a problem, especially with what you guys were talking about. I want it different than it was last year. What were the issues last year, okay? I don't need to solve all those issues. We have people for that, and those are the people on your ELT. The tram drivers right here, how did they create the experience? At Disneyland, and you probably all seen Griswold, when they're pulling in, he parks in the very last spot, at the very last aisle. We'll be the first out of here when the park closes, okay? At Disneyland, what happens? Oh, I want to spend the entire day. I'm getting there at 8:30 and the park opens at 10, and I pull in there and I'm right, and now the parking lot's already full. And so I get in there, I go in there at 10 o'clock, and I'm spending the entire day in there. It's 11 o'clock that night, we're just dragging because we've done everything. We get back on the tram, we go out there, and now we're looking around, where is our car? And we spend the next 4 hours looking for the car. Where did I park? So what is that water cooler conversation like on Monday? Hey, how was your trip to Disney? Oh, the park was great, but I spent 4 hours looking for that damn car. It was the parking lot so big. Okay? Nobody likes that. So what they did, they gave that problem to, that was right then one of the number one complaints they had was the parking. They gave that to the tram drivers and said, figure it out. So what did the tram drivers do? Every time one of the drivers went and did his loop, he wrote down what aisles and how many people he picked up. Or, no, wrote down the time and the aisle that they were in. Okay? And it went into their little database, a little Kindle or iPad type database thing, stuff like that. So now, you go in at 10 o'clock in the morning, all fresh. You come back out at 9 o'clock that night, you go and you get on the tram, and the tram driver says, hey, did you have a great time in the park today? Yeah, boy, it was really exhausting. It was great. Fat, what time did you guys get here? Oh, we got here at 10:45. Oh, you know what? Just sit back and relax. I'll get you out to your car. Hey, guys, your car's going to be down one of these 2 rows right here. Wow. They go right to Monday morning. What's the water cooler conversation? You are not going to believe that the park is so cool, but that tram driver remembered us from when we got there that morning and took us right to our car. Have your team fix the problems. You don't need to do it. You got people for that. Okay? And figure out what those are. What are going to be those water cooler conversations? And then the last one up there, just because I love it. I love Mary Poppins. When we were going backstage, Value the Magic. Our whole group was going backstage, and we went through a space, literally this wide, a gate, this wide. And Mary Poppins was standing there waiting for Bert, who was playing with some of the other guests outside, and she was waiting for him. And so we were backstage in their area. We were looking at the employee cafeteria and the way the back lot is done and stuff like that. Excuse me. And all of a sudden, we sort of turn around and we look, and sure enough, there's Mary Poppins and Bert, just like that. Dancing all the way down and stuff like that. We're in their area, we're taking up their break time, and they're standing in character to make sure we have the experience of seeing some of the Disney characters. We need to do that, okay? We need to value the magic. What happens when there is such a massive problem? Oh my God, what are we gonna do? This is terrible, jeez. This whole relay is ruined now. No. Oh, you know what? We'll get this figured out. We'll get back to you here in just a minute. Let me grab a couple of my buds. We'll figure this one out. Okay? I understand this kid's tent is a little close and the music is really loud, but we'll figure it out. Okay? They don't need to see all those issues. How do we make that experience? Because as soon as you sit there and go off the handle and think, oh my word, they're immediately going to say, they can't handle this, what's the rest of the relay going to be about? And then they're going to sit there and say, if they can't handle this, how's the American Cancer Society going to handle when I get that diagnosis that I've got cancer? It all works together. So, why is customer experience so important? I think we've talked quite a bit about it. We'll go ahead and handle that. So, when we were part of the Great West Division, so before the divisions broke up and became regions and switched around, I was part of the Great West Division, and I had a team that did customer experience. And so we put together, how can we do the customer experience? And we wanted to do it a little bit differently. We asked a lot of these questions. And what we came up with is this workbook, okay? And so this is by no means homework, okay? And actually, I can say that really easily and stuff like that because you're literally going to want to do this, okay? This is not homework that is an assignment or any of that type of stuff. But what this is it's a guideline, it's a workbook. It gives you something to think about, okay? Don't be switching it. Did I say turn to page 2? Okay, write your name at the top of the op scan sheet, and we will break the seal on the book. You can tell me what I'm giving you. So what we want to do is, so what we did is our work team went through and we broke up where are the areas that you have the customer experiences. Okay? So where are they? Well, usually they're with the team captains, right? So you're with team captains all year long. So what is that customer experience like? They're with the survivors, right? Well, that hopefully that goes without saying. They're with the caregivers. They're with the caregivers. And we work hard on putting together. They're with the team members and the relayers, right? And they're with your ELT members. Okay? So those are really the touch points. So those are really the touch points that you have. Okay? And so I'm not going to make you do this right now, but I want to talk through this. So what I want you to really do is I really want you to visualize, okay, how do you want that experience with each of these touch points to be like? Okay, and again, this is for something for you to go back and work with your ELT, okay? And we can get you electronic copies of this, okay? It's very easy. Okay, what do you want that experience to be with each of those groups? What experience do you want the ELT members to have? That's a long lost, forgotten group as far as customer experience. Okay? How many times have we come to an ELT meeting, or to start our ELT meetings at the beginning of the next year? Where's Norma Jean? Nobody ever said Norma Jean. Where's Norma Jean? Oh, she can't stand being on this team. She's quit. What? Why? She always had the silent auction and did great. Yeah, nobody liked it. It was just the worst thing ever. She said, not worth it ever again. I'm not doing it. Wow. Didn't see that one coming. Okay? What is our experience that we're giving to our ELT members? Are they having the same experience? I'll tell you guys, when I first got involved in Relay for Life, I did not know what Relay for Life was. I'd never ever been to one. I'd never heard about it or anything. But they asked me if I would come and be the event chair of my home relay in Auburn. At that time, we were a $125,000 relay. And I'm like, sure, my kids are old enough now. I don't need to worry about that. Sure, I'll do it. I didn't know what it was about. I was a project manager for the Boeing company, so I'm a project manager by trade. And so our meetings were very efficient. We started on time. We ended on time. We had spreadsheets with action items. We went over those action items. And nobody had a lick of fun all year long. But we were efficient. I went to my first relay that year. I went, and when we had the opening ceremonies, I had a 27-page script.
Wow.
I was ready for that relay. And I stood up there, and I was going through it, and I looked over at this corner where we put all the youth. And my backstory is, as my father passed away when I was 16 years old in 1977 of colon cancer, because there wasn't tests for early detection or anything like that. When he heard at that time when you heard the diagnosis, you've got cancer, it was always followed up, but get your affairs in order. And you're going to hear a little bit more about that this afternoon since I was late. I'm going to steal some more time from you. And so you'll hear more about that. But when I stood up there with that 27-page script, and we were going through every word of it, double-spaced, I looked out at all those youth and I said, I am going to do everything I possibly can to make sure that they don't have to become a caregiver like I did. And I threw the script away. And we started off from the heart. Okay? Our customer experience. What do you want? What do you visualize you want those to be? Okay? I'm actually going to give you a minute just to be thinking about that. Write it down if you want. If you don't, that's fine too. But I'm going to give you a minute to think about each of those different groups. Okay. I know I have a hard time talking. Also, if you look here on page 2, it does talk a little bit about customer service definition. That is a good customer service definition. Promptness, politeness, professionalism, and personalization. I didn't write these. Somebody else wrote them up because they knew I wouldn't be able to spell them. Those are good characteristics of good customer service, but we've been talking about the experience. Okay? And there is a little bit of a difference. You can give great customer service and not have a good experience. I'll explain that this morning. So, now what I want us to start doing is we want to focus on your role. And so this is a worksheet for everybody. Okay? So as ELT members, because that's why you guys are here, I'm assuming. As ELT members, your role is really to put on the relay and everything. Your role is also to lead your other ELT members. Okay? So when you were visualizing, I'm sure you were visualizing as your overall role in the whole relay. Okay? What do I want my relay to look like? When we talk here, okay? What I really always want to see in my relay, that was your overall big picture relay. Now I want you to really start breaking it down to your specific role. Okay? Is anybody here in accounting chair? Awesome, I'll talk about them then. So, as an accounting chair, okay, I want to. Okay, so so if we look at these as being our major touch point areas, if we look at the next page where it says areas of focus, okay, and now what you're doing is you're putting your chair position in your mind. So as a luminaria chair, as an accounting chair, okay, these are the touch points where the people. These are areas of focus. So make it personal. As an accounting chair, how can I make it personal? I mean, we've seen accounting chairs. What do accounting chairs do? I was looking for a table and chair. It would have been just nice if it was just set up and I could have just sat there. What do accounting chairs do at a team captain meeting? They sit in the back of the room, and somebody walks up and says, here, put down the envelope, and they go, oh, okay, what team are you? Okay, great. Okay, thanks. All right, thanks. Next person in line. I mean, it's just a wedding march. Okay? walking up to drop off money, okay? Did anybody think that that accounting chair made that a customer experience? No. It was very efficient, good customer service, okay? Did they make it personal? No. So the way that this worksheet works is it gives you ideas about the different areas of focus, and we're going to talk about them. But to make it personal, okay? How are you greeting? And so then now, what I want you to do, and I want you to do this with your ELTs, is to talk about this as your position. How can you make it personal? Okay? I'm now the accounting chair. Oh, Joni, great! Oh, your team, yeah, team Triton. You're doing fabulous. Oh, I see you guys have raised $12,000 more this year than last year. Fabulous, way to go, good job. Okay, they made it personal. Use their name, get the accounting chairs to know the people's names. And I'm the worst at it, like I was telling others before. My mom named me JD because she figured I could remember those letters. She could read the writing on the wall. I am so bad with names, but I know people. Okay? Recognition. We talked a lot about recognition, okay? Finding out the way people want to be recognized, okay? In my example right there, with their accounting chair, was there recognition involved in that? How?
The name,
And
and, you know, wow, how much you've done.
You've improved.
the improvement, yeah. Yes, everything was that. What I was looking for is the improvement, okay? As the accounting chair, I recognize Joni for her team improving over last year. Just that little bit, you know? She didn't need a certificate because the certificate's gonna go home and she's gonna show everybody and then we know where it's gonna end up. Okay? But she did need the, hey, yeah, we are doing good stuff. Even Norma Ray noticed it. Okay? Thanking. Thanking is one of the things that we do so little of. And you may sit here and think, no, I'm always saying thank you. No, we're actually not. Okay? I'm sorry, we're thinking it a lot. But we're usually not thanking somebody for doing something. Okay, we talked about recognition and appreciation. Okay, one, a being thanked, you should feel appreciated, okay, for whatever you're doing and stuff. But you should also just hear it. Just a simple thank you and meaning it, being sincere. It's huge. Again,